Live.
Oh, we on a big screen. Okay,
I'm so excited. I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, this is a vibe.
Top of the morning.
Good morning. Good morning. No.
We have a special guest in the building today. We have the entrepreneur, the trendsetter, the mom, the boss mom, the comedian, Breyani in the building.
Hey, yo, what's up?
How are you doing this morning?
I'm feeling alive. No.
Yes, I'm. This is a good vibe. Like, we're in a different location. We're not in the studio, but we're in a studio.
Yeah, and it's looking nice.
It's nice.
It's real professional in here, y'all.
Yeah, so shout out to Pacifica by Design for the studio space. Shout out to them. Go check out their podcast. Is it Pacifica by Design? Pacifica by Design on all platforms. Go ahead and check that out. And thank you so much for the studio space. Shout out Minna. We here with it. We here with it. So
we alive and well.
We are alive and well. So Breyani has the Board in the House game. If you guys haven't had it, go pick it up through her.
Please.
Or order it on the website. She's legit, okay? She has a website.
Yes.
So you ain't got to no more DM to
link in
order.
bio.
It's a link in bio.
I'm weak.
It went from DM to link in bio.
Right. Link in bio. Please swipe up. No.
So she has a Board in the House game, and she started around the pandemic. You know, people were bored. It wasn't nothing to do. She was like, boom, let's get drunk. So she started a little customized game, and then just went up from there. So can you just tell me just a little bit? Just don't want to repeat yourself, but
right.
Just tell us a little bit about, how that got started, or that text message that just took off.
Well, that text message that took off, because like you said, we started out doing the dollar boards, like the dollar boards from the store, and somebody texted me, like after we played it, somebody texted and was like, oh, like, can you make me one for my birthday? So it was like, okay. And she was like, I'll pay. And I was like, all right, it's even better.
I'll pay.
So, right.
Love that.
So I was like, okay, that's cool. I didn't think anybody was thinking about it. And then after that, I had got 40 DMs overnight, and people wanted me to make them the board games. So after that, like I said, I was like, okay, we going full throttle with this one, So overnight, it just blew up. And it was something that I keep saying it, but it's like, I just did not expect it.
Yeah.
But it blew up, and I was like, it's time to take it to the next level. And then Board in the House.
Yay.
Like the real one.
Yeah, right. Board in the House. I love to hear that. And I hear so many times on this show that, like, I never thought I could do this, or I never thought somebody, invest their money in me or would really just shop with me. So that's super dope. And if you haven't learned by this show yet, you can do it. So go ahead and try whatever you want to. Just try it, because you miss every shot you don't take. So
that's right.
Right on. Okay, so I said trendsetter earlier, and I said trendsetter because you have some copiers. So she had to legitimize.
It brings tears to my eyes.
I know. It's
Girl,
okay.
Yes.
But that's how you know you're doing something right.
Right. And I mean, I'm trying to get over that, because a lot of people will say that too. Like, like that means, you're you're influencing them. And it's like, you can look at it like that. But, not even to toot my own horn. But, people have been copying me my whole life. I'm sick of it. Like, with everything that I do, it's just like, I get being influenced. I get that. But it's like, if you're going to copy just like this wasn't my, I didn't sit down one day and was like, oh, I'm about to make a board game. Like, it came from something that was presented to me, and then it started to make it my own. That's what people need to do.
Yeah,
you know? If you're going to copy something, or if you're influenced by it, just make it your own. That's all I ask. People were literally writing the same things that I was writing on the board. When I was putting like the little ad, they would put the ad. It's like,
come on, you couldn't think of nothing else.
Right.
You're just so bold of you.
That's what I'm saying. I was flabbergasted, if we're being honest. And it was just like, I just couldn't believe what was going on. And my thing was, at the time when I first started out, they were $15, $15 bucks.
Pay it.
Like, it's $15.
Just pay $15.
So, yeah, I had to come up with something. I was like, if they want to copy, they could copy. But you're going to have to go through a couple of different hoops for this one.
Just shout out to being legit and having like an official board game. That's super dope.
Thank you.
I don't want to butcher it, but you're not the first Black woman. Are you the first Black woman to have a board game?
Honestly, I don't know, but I like to think so. No, I'm just kidding. Soldier Boy. No, right. But in the Bay Area, I feel like there's not, I don't know, but again, I feel like I don't know anybody that has a board game business in the Bay. Around the world, probably, but in the Bay, I feel like, a lot of people are kind of just doing a lot of the similar things. So I was like, I always like to be different, because, again, a lot of people always kind of copy what I do. So when I had the opportunity for this, I was like, you know what? we going full throttle.
Right. Okay, that's what's up. Well, I'm gonna just say it. She's the first Black woman in Valeo to have a board game.
In the V.
And we'll just say in the V, okay? And then if anybody want to check me on that, then come check me on it, okay?
Come check me, boo.
You know where we at. We in the stoop. Okay, so I got a little bit more questions for you. Okay, so you have this board game. It started during like customizations during the pandemic, and you're like, all right, cool, we finna make this into a legit game. This is not your first business, is it?
No, I had a boutique before. So I was selling clothes, women's clothes.
And what is so different about having the boutique to going to a board game?
The biggest difference, like as far as like for the work, or you mean just like in general?
Just like maybe things that you went through with the board game that you necessarily didn't go through with the boutique. Because, I mean, it's still a business is a business, but like there were obviously different hoops you had to go through with the board game.
Right. It was different hoops. I feel like it's kind of similar, though, which is crazy. It's like, if I was to design a T-shirt or something through my boutique, it's very similar. Like, it's the same type of things. But I felt like with this, it's just better because anybody can buy it. When I had a boutique, it was like all women's clothing, and then you get the people that are like, man, I want to support you, but you don't have men's clothes, or I want to support you and you don't have kids' clothes, or plus size. So I used to get all of that, and it was like, with vendors, they don't really, it'd be small, medium, large. Sometimes you may look up on an extra large. So I'm like, so when I thought about this, I was like, this is cool. This anybody can buy this. Anybody. Like, so men, women, people of all ages. So it was like, yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. What I really love about the board game is that the representation of Black people on the cover. Like, that's super cool. And I'm going to actually get up because I want y'all to get into it. Like, get it. Wait. Okay, wait.
Look,
I'm still new to this camera stuff, y'all. So
girl, you good.
Studio stuff. But that's the Black people on the board.
Right. That was very important for me, too. Like, I felt like, like when you go places and stuff like that, like, we always see, not like that, but we see white folks,
Say
pictures.
What it is.
Right. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
So it's funny because on this one, it was all originally Black folks. And I was like, you know what? Go ahead and sprinkle a little somebody, give us somebody else a little lighter complexion. I was like, you put her in the back, she'll be all right. But I wanted it to be, where people could see this and be like, oh, what's this? Like originally, like with the design, the dude had like Nikes on and stuff like that. But I just was like, I don't want to step on Nike's toes.
Yeah.
So we had to remove, but I just wanted to be something where somebody see and be like, oh, like, I wear Nikes. Like, so.
It's cute. I mean, I like the simplicity of it, but I still feel like, oh, these is my niggas. Like, we just chilling on the couch. Like, we bored in the house, we playing this video game, and it's a vibe. Like,
it's a vibe.
The whole board game is a vibe. So I really like that.
Thank you, girl.
Yeah, no problem. And I remember you said that you had some troubles with the artwork and getting it.
You know what? I wish there was a way I could pull up and show y'all every design before, because it is so difficult, because it'd be cool if I had somebody that was local. We could sit down, I'll tell you, but they're not local. So it's like, I'm explaining what I'm saying. Like the design before this, Lord, it was just very Sanford and Son, you probably don't know, something our parents used to watch. Okay, cool. It was very old school. It was like a nude box. The girl had like a afro, and it was just like, this is cool, but can we make them a little more hip, give her some cleavage. I'm like, so it was, seriously,
give her some titties,
something. I'm like, you know what, because
she said this needs titties.
I'm like, I want her to look hip like 2020. Well, when I dropped this 2021,
right?
I want her to look like 2021. The images before, it was a lot of images, and then it's like, even with this image, it's like, okay, it's cool, but then it's always something, you got to move this, put her in a hipper outfit, make her look like she's in Fashion Nova, something like that. So
Shein.
Right, from Shein, right, something light. So I'm like, you know what, this is, I'm glad it came out how it was, but now that I have this design, now I've learned pretty much like the formula. Now it's like, okay, it's time to get more complex.
Yes.
Yeah, these next drops about to be a little...
Okay. And that's what I was going to ask you about, too, is because you have before you were doing customized boards, and then now with Board in the House, it's just this standard board.
For this one, yeah.
For this one. Okay. So each drop has different, squares on the board.
Yeah, so everyone's gonna have a different design. Like some, like the next one is actually a card game. It's dropping for Valentine's Day.
Yeah. my Bri.
Right.
Card game.
You heard it
Yes.
here first. It's a card game because I felt like because it's a intimate Valentine's, and I feel like ain't nobody gonna be pulling out no big boards when it's time for the moment. So it's a card game, but it's a different design. But everyone I want it to be different because it's so fun. Like you could be creative. You know, so many different scenarios and. My mind is just like I have an idea like every day, like it's like the little light bulb at the top just be going off. So I'm like, this is it's fun. It's really fun. You can just play with it and make it your own.
Yeah, when I wake up, I PodcastBri. Okay, what can I do for the foodie features? Like it's like my brain is always like working. That's how you know like you're in your field. Because when I was working at my retail job, I didn't wake up like, okay, I want to do this with the company today.
Right,
like
girl.
I'm gonna move that shoe over here, and then we're gonna do this. Like no, it's I'm clocking in, I'm clocking out.
Right,
like,
right.
So that is so cool that you have that. So how does and I kind of hopped right into it, but I know you from Bethel, so
Yes,
you're not a complete stranger.
Right.
You've always been hella goofy. So we have similar names. So I've actually been very excited about this this episode, just having somebody from high school. It's super cool. And like, who'd have thought?
Right.
Who'd have thought?
Hey, look,
I'm gonna actually share a memory that I have with you.
Oh no.
A little segment on the show.
Here we go. Look, come on with it, because Lord, I'm very forgetful. So like when people like tell me that, I'm like, wow, that happened. Like so girl, I be loving to hear things like, what was I doing? No,
it's not of a specific moment that you and I had, but you were around, and so it was. I was class of 14, so I'm 3 years younger than you. And it was some girls who was drinking, and you were walking over. You was like, y'all drinking on a Tuesday? Not like, why are you underage drinking? Y'all drinking on a Tuesday? What y'all doing?
Look, that sound like me. Look, because Bethel was euphoria. Okay.
Low key.
Look.
See, okay, I went outside like that. So y'all had euphoria. My class wasn't like that.
Girl, yeah, right. It calmed down by then, but my age, child, it was a lot going on. I was like, oh, I was always just scared because my mom pumped that fear into me. Like, if I drink or if I do anything, she's going to show up here. I don't know, even if she doesn't know, I feel like she is. So but I saw a lot.
I feel that at Bethel, yeah. Bethel was a wild place.
It was.
And it's funny because I be like, I never go back to high school. Like, I'm cool where I'm at. But like now where I'm at in my age, I'm like, I could go
Girl,
back.
I would hella go back to high school.
Yeah,
I got away with murder in high school. Do you hear me? I used to do anything, and it was good.
She said murder, and it was good.
I'm like, I had, some of my best years were my high school years.
That's good.
It was. I messed with, I fucked with Bethel.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bethel.
Jesse
M.
Right. I love her. I've never had so much fun on the show.
I'm crying.
Okay, so what does Valeo mean to you? Like, because I know what Valeo means to me. What does it mean to you?
I feel like Valeo to me means I'm accepted anywhere. The Bay Area really just in general. Like, if you go out of town, and once they find out you're from the Bay, it's like, ooh, it's like this big thing. But I feel like Valeo just has a lot of game, I don't know about this new school, but I feel like to me it means a lot. Like I always say, like if I were to ever blow up and things like that, like I would do things for my city, like the Boys and Girls Club. Like I met a lot of friends because I wasn't born and raised in Valeo. I went to school in Richmond I lived in Richmond, went to school in El Cerrito, and I started going to school in Valeo when I was in 7th grade. So I didn't have, everybody had their friend groups at that point, So when I went to the Boys and Girls Club, I made a lot of friends. And it's like, just to see where it is now, looks like a haunted, scary place. It's like, if I have enough money, I am bringing that back. So I feel like.
You will.
Yeah, and I feel like Valeo has a lot of talent. Like, ooh.
I know she was.
Sorry. But I feel like Valeo just has like a lot of talent just in general. Out of all of the other cities in the Bay, sorry, y'all. But, it just has a lot. So I feel like it just, I don't know. I feel like when it gets to that point where I meet Drake, he already loves the V. He shouted us out a few times. So I feel like it means that Drake, I'm going to be meeting him soon. That's what I get from it. No, but
she was like, Valeo means to me, I'm going to meet Drake soon, period.
That's pretty much. That's what it means. It means a lot. But, when people find out you're from Valeo, it's like a whole nother, it's like we're like a whole nother place. Like, I don't know. I feel like we're really different. Like a lot of the people from the Bay,
they don't
different.
respect us.
They don't respect us.
They don't give us the credit that we really deserve. And I remember legit arguing with people on Twitter a couple years ago about Valeo not being part of the Bay Area. I'm like, there's the bridge, the body of water, the bay, like the bridge that you have to cross to get to Valeo. Mac Dre.
Like, let's be honest. In Too Short, they're doing their thing. Girl. Well, they've done their thing, but it's like, Mac Dre was like a different type of like nigga. He was a different type of nigga.
Period.
He brought like a different swag, just different everything. And guess where he was from? Valeo. Okay. So, you know what? It's like people do be trying to do that, though. They be trying to make it seem like we are not the Bay. We are the Bay.
Please stop.
Right.
Because when SLB was on that song with Kendrick Lamar.
Right. Now, everybody wanted to be all on a Valeo train in, and now, we not from the Bay.
We not from the Bay. And people always call us weird, square, corny, whatever, because we kind of outside, because that's what we call people from SAC, too.
Right. Sorry, SAC. But, no one wants to be from SAC. Let's just be honest. And that's what it was, too. When I was younger, because all my family is from across the bridge. So when we moved to Valeo and stuff, and they were like, they used to clown me like, you're from Valeo, blah, blah. Back when Valeo really was like, nobody wanted to be from Valeo. But now it's like everyone wants to be from Valeo. Like, we're the cool kids.
We're the cool kids.
We're literally the cool kids.
We're really making some more noise and just like the innovation that comes out of Valeo. Like me and you.
Right.
and Minna back there behind the board. It's like all that. It's just, we dope. So that's cool. You also did an event in Valeo. You did the 10-year Bethel anniversary.
Yes.
So how was that?
Girl, that was fun. Like, it was really fun. Like, I have, I'm still close with a lot of people that I went to high school with. I wouldn't say close, but like we follow each other on Instagram, stuff like that. I still have those relationships. So actually, I was nominated to throw the reunion.
Wow.
Under my nose.
See?
I woke up on Twitter one morning.
Trendsetter.
Right.
How you just wake up and get nominated to do something?
I woke up, I was like, wait a minute, what? Because I always said, like, back then, I always was like, when I get to 10 years from now, y'all probably not going to be able to see me. Like, I'll probably have to phone in, y'all will see me, like, on a big screen. I'll say hello. With 10 years later, it wasn't quite that.
In Calabasas?
But in Calabasas. I'll be FaceTiming y'all from Calabasas. So I woke up one morning and one of my friends was like, something talking about the 10-year reunion. She was like, at Breyani, like, you should throw it. Like, you're the one, like, everybody knows Breyani stuff. I'm like, So when I posted it and people like a couple of friends, Bomber, Nikki, Pico, and Brianna, they all was like, we became a committee and we threw it, we used our own money. At first people wasn't really buying tickets. I was like, do they think this is a scam? Like, like it's me, y'all.
It's me,
so
y'all.
I made a video and I'm like, look, y'all, it's me. Buy y'all tickets, blah, blah, and a ticket overnight. Like the people started buying tickets. So I was like, okay, this is a thing.
Yeah.
And it was at the time, it was a pandemic. So, it was still in a pandemic, but it was still kind of fresh. So we couldn't like rent out any like halls or anything like that. So we had it at a park and we had hella fun. Like the after party was at my house. I don't know how that happened, but it was there. And we just had a ball. It was cool just seeing everybody, like everybody still look good. Everybody's like doing things.
Yeah.
So it was really dope. I was like, you know what? I love y'all.
Yeah.
Like,
I love y'all.
Y'all all right with me. Like,
and that's so cool to hear the fact that you said everybody still looks good. Like that is so cool because a lot of times, or not even a lot of times, but sometimes people do fall off and just life just hits you and it affects you physically. So that's cool that we still keeping up with our stuff.
Right. I'm like, what, y'all look good.
Right. My 10-year anniversary. I'm like 10 years.
Yeah, I felt like
I just graduated. Like I just graduated.
When are y'all? You said
14.
Oh, so it's right around the way.
It is. I'm like, we're at 8 years.
Ooh,
and I'm like,
yeah, I'm sick.
How did we get here? What have I done?
Right. Like what is this?
What is this?
It's crazy. But, by 10, that's 2 years from now. So you never know what can happen in 2 years.
Okay.
Girl. Right?
Okay.
My podcast by Plug by Bri.
Plug by Bri. Before we go into this next segment, I did want to stop and say shout out to our sponsor. This show is also powered by Kaya Clips. Kaya Clips. Don't get burnt and protect them lips, okay? R.I.P. to my mom and R.I.P. to Jay. But we got minis, we got biggies, we got crystals, we got copper, we got all the stuff. So go to Sirah2.com, SIRRAH. And the number 2.com. Is it this way? Sirah2.com and go put in a custom order for your roach clips, please. We are still rolling with them.
Yes.
All right. So let's get back into this board game. So how does one legitimize a board game? And you don't have to give us all of the goods.
Okay.
But what might be like step 1, step 5, and then step 10?
So like you have to you got to know like what type of board game and I think that's important too. For me, I feel like with unexpectedly starting a business, it kind of gave me a chance to get feedback on certain things. Like there was a lot of things like the rule, all of that just was like make up as you go. As found like people would ask questions and it's like, okay, I didn't think about that. Like I gotta have an answer. So I think that that's like the most important thing is knowing and testing out your product, seeing like what other people feel about it, getting opinions from people like my people that I go to, like I go to my friends. Like when I have an idea, I'm like, tell me if this is whack.
Right. Please.
Like, please, because I need honest opinions. Because some people are too nice, and that's fine. But I need the honest opinion. Like, what would you do differently or stuff like that. So I feel like that's the most important thing. And then also just finding like a good manufacturer to manufacture your brand too. I mean, your boxes and stuff like that, because it'd be a lot of trial and error. Like it'd be a lot of trial and error. And I actually have something dropping at the end of the year where I'm gonna be helping people kind of look plug my Bri.
I love it.
But like to where I'm gonna be helping people kind of like try to start their own stuff too. Like where it'll be like a step by step, because a lot of people have asked like what have you done, like the steps and stuff like that. And it's like it's really like it seems simple. It probably to me now I know, but it'd be a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It really is.
It's a lot of trial and error, like a lot. And I feel like I would rather go through that trial and error and then be able to be like, all right, look, y'all, don't do this or do this.
Right.
But I feel like those are really like the two main important things. Once you have your idea and you have a manufacturer, that's really all you need, because everything other than that, it's all your ideas, and you already have the person that's going to print it. So
right on.
So yeah.
Right on. All right. So, and that's super dope. So with the board game, she got some rules, and it clearly says the rules.
The rules.
And I love how simple they are, because as people in our community, we play Uno different every household. So I'm glad that there is a legit set of rules.
Right.
It's simple. It's like 5 or 6 pages. It's real cut, clean, simple. Like, and then let's just play. Let's get lit. So
right.
I love that. I cracked it open. I was like, okay, this is cute. This is cute. I really liked it.
Girls. Something light.
Yeah, no problem. Let's see. So if someone was to ask you, like, can you make me a custom board, would you do it now?
No way.
No way.
Ain't no way, boy. Ain't no way. And you know why? It's because we sold like 500 plus of the poster board games, which was cool. If y'all watching this, I'm thankful. I love y'all. I do. But my weekends were gone. My back is still suffering. My arms are suffering. Like because I would be on the floor. There's no way you could do it on the couch. So it's like I'm leaned over, writing all this stuff in. And then it was just so repetitive to where it was like I said, my weekends were gone. At the time, it was cool because I had got laid off. So it was like I had nothing but time. It was right in the beginning of the pandemic. So it was like, this is cool. But now, a couple of people have asked me too, like, you still doing custom boards? It's like,
Sorry, I got to go on that website now.
Right. And that was the purpose of this. Like, I wanted to be able to, like, if you pull up, it's like, cool. And that was another thing too. Some people were like, want last minute orders, which was cool, but
Me.
Right. No.
Me. Go ahead and say it.
Right. I'm weak. No, not you, but like, just in general, like they'll ask like, oh, I got a barbecue today. Like, can I pay extra to have you do it today? And at the time it was like, yeah. But now I'm like, it was just very time consuming. So I feel like with this, that's why I wanted to combine and make sure it was a lot similar to the first games I was doing, because it's like this, girl, I didn't even got to make it for you. You go ahead and take this as the same thing.
Boom,
so
boom.
Absolutely not.
That's
Don't
so
even think about it. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
That's so cool. But I feel you, that being on the floor thing, because same with my roach clips, like it's kind of hard to do it at a table. At the time, I didn't have the space to do it at a table. So we were doing all the artwork on the floor. And then I got like a little stadium chair, and I kind of like was sitting in that, but it is kind of hard.
Yeah.
You got beads everywhere. It's a lot.
I'm
but
young. I need my back. I need my arms. Right. I am not Ezel.
We need our backs. Okay?
Right.
Speaking of backs, how's Peter now?
Right. You know what? I'm not about to play. Look, Peter's doing well. Look, I don't even know. I'm really weak.
Stop.
I am dead.
Okay, no, so if y'all know who Peter is,
P.
If you are watching this, boo boo, we love you over here at the Plug by Bri experience. Okay, if you ever want to pull up, we can make that happen. Nah, Peter was somebody's husband on Real Housewives.
About to be mine. No.
hours. About to be hours.
Right. Yours, mine, ours.
On the weekend. You like 9 to 5. I'm the weekend. For real, though. So Peter's our little sugar dad that we got in the works right now.
Pete.
So hey, Pete, if you watching, hey. Okay.
Wait.
So, now let's see. My bad.
Girl, you good. It's good.
Okay, so with your board game, it has simple instructions. Like we get drunk and people are gonna be like, what that say, huh? So it's cool that it has simple instructions. So I like how it is very tailored, not very tailored, but it's tailored to our culture. Like, have you lied about being 5 minutes away?
Right, like damn well you'd have lied about being 5 minutes away. I do it all the time.
All the time.
Did this morning. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry,
like
Bri.
2 minutes away. Right, it's all good.
I'm crying.
I told Minna I was parking. I was at the light. Right. Sorry, Minna.
Right, I'll be there in a minute.
I was there though. I was 3 minutes late, but we here. And then you also have the Dougie and the Harlem Shake. Why the Dougie and the Harlem Shake?
Because I felt like, I don't know. I was trying to think of dances, and I was like, what are some dances that I feel like my age would know? Because, we have a lot of new dances from these young folks, they didn't put out.
TikTok era.
Right, from this TikTok era. Right.
I can't do that. I'm still.
Right. So I'm crying. So I tried to I was like, I'll try to find something that I feel like we would remember or we'll know how to do. So those are the two.
The Harlem Shake and the
Dougie. I wanted to put the chicken head on there, but I was like, I'll say that for another one. Right, because
I'd have hit
hella
that,
serious,
man.
right?
Hella serious, because that was my dance when I was in 5th grade.
Yes, the little, wind it around.
Right.
I'm weak,
Yeah, put that on my game. I'm trying to chicken head somebody.
For real.
I'm weak. So why was the first question stolen something?
Because look, I don't care how old you are, young, old, near, far. Everybody has stolen something. Whether that's been from a store, whether that's been a big steal, a piece of gum. Everybody has stolen something. So really, like the spaces on a board, I try to make it, where they will apply.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna get drunk.
You're drunk.
Yeah,
it's
you're gonna get
the game
up.
that gets you lit.
Right.
That's
it's
the whole point. And I'm sorry I didn't point that out in the beginning, but it's a drunk game to get you lit.
If they play it, they know.
Right. And we got videos and we got pictures and stuff too. So
it gets crazy. It gets wild.
Actually, pop them up right here. These are the pictures, the videos. They popping up. We put in the editing.
Yeah, pop them up. No, for real. Because it gets real, know, and it's like, I'm a lightweight when I drink, so it's like I play this game and I tread lightly. I mean, you can never get bored with bored in the house. That's the motto, right?
Never get bored.
For me, I'm a lightweight. It's like, it's a lot. So I like to encourage a lot of like when I'm playing, it's like, oh, okay, yeah. I be trying to make everybody else get drunk, girl, so they can forget about me when it comes to my turn. Because this game will really get you, it'll take you there. Take you there.
I have seen. I was like, and I actually don't drink anymore, but I have some drunk friends.
Right.
So we're gonna play this game.
Right.
I don't know what's gonna be on my cup. I might smoke some weed or something.
That's what I'm saying. I'm more of a smoker.
Yeah, but I had to make healthier decisions about my life. But anyway, different podcast for a different day. Right. So with this board game, do you see yourself like being in competition with people like Monopoly and Sorry and Uno? Like,
Absolutely.
Are you going for that?
Absolutely.
That's what
like I'm coming for everything.
About.
Everything this game got to give. Like I'm coming for it. Like I want to be in more like spaces too where our cultures will go. Like I said, like I wanted to reach out to like different liquor stores, stuff like that, because look, y'all buying a bottle, you may as well buy a drink to go with it. Why not? But definitely Monopoly, Sorry, Hasbro, I'm coming for y'all. Like
Hasbro.
I'm coming for y'all because it's like there's so many there's about to be so many drops. It's a plug by Bri.
Plug by Bri. I'm so excited.
But there's about to be so many drops. Like I said, I get inspired off of everything. Like I'll see something and be like, "Ooh, I can make a game out of that." Like and I write it down in my notes. That's one thing I had to do because I'm very forgetful.
Me too.
So it's the weed, girl.
Sorry.
I'm like, you know what? This sorry. And I be trying to tell myself it ain't, but it is.
Right.
It absolutely is. So I started to write stuff down in my phone. I'm like, ain't no way. I need to make sure that. I
remember these great ideas.
Right.
You see that backpack over there? It has like 4 or 5 notebooks in it, and my planner. Like
right.
I always have ideas.
Always.
Like,
it's like So like I said, it's like I'm coming for them. Like I don't know how. Just like I didn't know how I was going to do this, and it happened.
Right.
So I know eventually, like that's definitely the goal. Like Spencer's, like stuff like that, where things like that could be sold.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah, come for all the reparations.
Right.
Come for the
y'all done had
40
y'all
acre
time. We've been
and
playing
the
Monopoly
mule.
for years.
Right.
Okay, y'all done had y'all time. It's time for somebody else to come new in the game.
Right. Okay. Freshen it up, please,
Right.
with the black folks on the board.
Right.
I love
Period.
it. I love it. And I love that you have a board game because I am tired of going places and not having a game to play. Like, I'm goofy. I like to have fun. Like, it is what it is. Like, don't take life too seriously. Like, let's play a game. Like, I don't want to sit down on my phone. Like, okay, we getting drunk.
Right.
And this is just what we doing. Like, no, let's bust out a board game and make some memories and
that's
laugh.
what I'm saying. And then even like the games, like I feel like they do have, like there are certain games, I can't think of the games by the name, but there are certain games, like you'll play and it's like the name of it sounds fun. And then when you open it, it's like the questions or the game is like a little corny, like, so stuff like that. So I was like, there, like I wanted to be, fun or like to bring up certain stories. Like if you ever stolen something and somebody like, oh, I didn't never stole anything.
Right.
Your friend gonna be in the back like, oh, so you ain't never stolen nothing. You just stole something last night.
Right.
Self-checkout, you just say. we know you.
Right.
So it brings up a lot. Like I feel like it brings up a lot of conversations. It brings up a lot of goofy moments and stuff like that too. And it's like you said, I'm goofy too. So I try to like bring that in the game. Like one of the spaces I like take your ass back to start. Like, no, take that ass back on the start. Like,
damn.
So yeah, definitely.
So what is the funniest story or like results that you have gotten from the game?
Where do I begin?
Plug by Bri.
No. Right, plug by Bri. Oh, there's a lot. Like people always hit me and tell me like, oh, I was so lit, blah, blah. I think the funniest one for me would be like the prank calls. And, a lot of people be prank calling me too. Like they'll play the game and prank call me. I'm like, it says prank call a random number. Like, you know me. Like, what?
They be sitting next to you.
No, like they'll play, like they'll buy a game and like they'll go play. And I'm like, hello, and they be like, they're playing games. I'm just like, and you hear people laughing in the back. I'm like, y'all crazy. But I feel like the prank call ones, hella childish. Like, you know what?
Let's call Breyani.
Right, y'all play too much. But I think the prank calls, that's one of my funnest ones. But I would say the craziest story, as far as like from people playing the game, I had early on when we first started, I had somebody said like there's a dare spot on there, and somebody dared their friend to run outside naked.
Oh,
and they actually did it. So that was funny because that was like, it. With your friends, you do a lot, but I was like, "This is crazy! Like people are playing the game for real. Like
I am making memories,
making memories." I'm like, that was the funniest thing. I mean, obviously I can't post it, but I thought that was pretty funny. Like,
Close
man,
friends.
you really outside, right? Subscribe,
right? Close friends with just me,
right? But like for real, I'm like, I think that's just hella funny. With the prank calls, for real, runner up for sure, because there's so many different, depending on who's making the prank call. Like when I play and I land on a prank call pod, I'm like, ooh, yes. Like, yes, it's my favorite. I can create a scenario. But it's like seeing everybody in their different scenarios with the prank call is just really hilarious. Like I love when people tag so I can see all the crazy shit that they do, and it's hilarious.
And we're going to pull it up. We're going to pull it up, and it's going to be up in here.
Right.
That is so cool. How does it make you feel that, like, you're really making a difference? Like, do you get chills when you do this?
Yes, and anxiety.
Yeah.
Like, before this next drop, I'm feeling so, like I don't know.
Why?
I don't know what it... I don't know.
I'm telling you, I don't know.
I don't know. I can't even tell you. I'm like, I don't know if it's, like, the excitement or, like, just the anticipation. Like, I mean, I don't...
What are people going to think?
Right, what are people going to think? Like, oh, my gosh, they're going to like... But, the thing about it is, too... everything, when I was doing the the big boards, a lot of people, it was a lot of different scenarios that we did. So like, different, like a casino game night or something like that. So I have a lot of ideas from what was already, but now it's like just trying to make it a little bit more complex. So it just makes me really feel happy, like overall, like besides like before a drop and stuff like that, because it's like people really have fun playing a game. And I feel like just with me in general, like a lot of people, like, like when I come around, it's like, like they feel good. So it's like to know that you could buy this product and when you home and when you far away from me, like you still feel that you still having fun with your friends.
Presence.
Right. You still and that's really what was my main thing. Like using certain words and just keeping it like like stuff like that. Like I wanted to feel like I'm there. Yeah. So when I'm dead and gone, y'all play the game. No, I joke about that a lot. A little dark humor.
It's okay. We all got dark humor. I told her the only way I wasn't making this podcast if I'm dead. So I mean, we here.
We here. We alive and well.
Right. Okay. So a lot of times I talk about needing a team. Like I need a team. Do you have a team? Or is it just
unintentionally? Yes. Like I don't have and that's one of my goals this year is to get a team because you know, a lot of times we think we could do things ourselves, which for the most part we can, but it becomes like overwhelming. Like, I am the stalker. I am the creator. I am like trying to the editor. Like it's just so many hats that you know you wear. But my team really are my friends, my niggas.
Yeah.
Like you know, shout out to Twan and Shab, my sisters. Like I run stuff by them. Like you know, how did this sound or how does this image look? My sister is always good with really attention to detail. So she'll tell me like, like you know, fix her hair or why is this not looking like you know like there's so like I said this final product it took a lot to get here. My friends like even for like the next game like I'm like I wanted to name it something. I was like it sounded a little corny, so I text my friends. I'm like you know what can I do? And they gave me another word. I'm like that's it. So that's the title of the next game. So I feel like with that and stuff like that, like it's an unintentional team, but by the end of the year, I need a team. Even with social media, like.
Yeah, it is a lot.
It's a lot.
It really is, and you don't think about how much it is until you're doing it. Like with this podcast stuff, I'm like, okay, I am the journalist. I am my stylist. I am my audio person. I have to learn this stuff. I am my camera person. I am my editor. Like I built the studio.
Right.
Like what more do you want from me? Like I'm a social media. I'm doing this, but like it's showing you a lot and like what you're really made of. But at the end of the day, it does get counterproductive sometimes because you get really overwhelmed. I'm like, I can't do nothing.
And then you don't want to do anything.
You don't do nothing.
It's like, you know, I need a break. And then it's like, next day you need a break. And the next day you need a break. You know, it's like where do we go from here?
Where's the balance?
Right. Where's the balance for real? So it's like, I was thinking in my head, like, you know, I need to get somebody, especially like social media is like one of the biggest things. Because it's like, I could post on my page all day. But I want my business page to, you know, look fun and stuff like that. And it's like, between working and being a mother and just trying to plan for the next one, it'd be a lot. So I'm like, you know, like I said, I need a strong team by the end of the year.
Sooner than later, right?
Right, sooner than later. But by the end of the year is definitely my goal because I feel like with the team, like, you know, and if everyone's doing what they're supposed to do and stuff like that, then that's, you know, that's what you need. Yeah.
So what I like what came out of Valeo is LaRussell, and I mention him a lot. That's my dog. Shout out LaRussell. He operates on a percentage team, and so on a percentage way. So anything that one person has their hand in, they're getting a percentage of.
Right.
So I like that shift and that move in an operation. Is that something that you would be interested in, or you're just like, nah, these just my niggas that's just helping out right now?
No, because I feel the same exact way because I feel, and I tell them like, you know, look y'all.
It's always that look y'all.
They already know when I put my head down, I say look. Okay, one day I always tell my friends we gonna be in Calabasas.
We gonna be.
That's the goal. Like
I'm
you
gonna
know,
be there too.
Yes, girl, you gonna
with
be
Drake and Peter.
Right, beep twice and then waving at Kris Jenner. You know, like that's the goal. So I feel like, of course, like even now, like you know, we working to that point. You feel me? We getting to that point where we could you know just automatically cash out. Right. But that is definitely something I always say, like you know, because I feel like a lot of things, like I said, one of my friends, like he named the game of the next game. Like what if the game were to blow up? I'm not about to just have all this, you know, money and taking all this credit. Like, no, my friends helped me with this. Like, you know, so I feel like, you know, they may think it's something little, but I feel like it's major to me. Like, it really is. So it's like when it gets to that point, I mean, even now, it's like, you know, but now it's just a lot of, you know, you reinvest and, you know, all this.
Yes, the money.
It's the money, but I feel like, you know, it's all for the greater purpose. Like I have a feeling like this is gonna take off. Like I just know it is, and it's like will. You know, it. I mean, it's like why wouldn't it? You know,
yeah. Why wouldn't it? I'm Breyani. I'm from Valeo.
You know,
we produce greatness.
Right, and I feel like too, like if you like when you're like a cool person like myself. But when you're cool and when people meet you, they gravitate to
feel
that.
Comfortable.
That's why I really like doing this year I want to get back into doing like pop-ups, like, you know, shit like that, because I like for people to be able to put a name to the face. Like, you know, hey, that girl was hella cool. Like, you know, they may not drink, but they may buy it for somebody that drink or, you know, stuff like that. So I feel like, again, shout out to the V for the mouthpiece, for the game, you know. But yeah, that's definitely, I feel like I want to, when I get to that point, all my niggas getting paid.
We all getting paid.
We all getting paid. We getting out the hood.
Right.
I love the V, but we out of there. The first chance we get right Calabasas. For real. Calabasas ain't too far.
Why Calabasas?
You know what? I just like the name. I like the ring.
It is a nice name.
No, you know.
It sounds better than Beverly Hills.
Calabasas. Calabasas, I just feel like Drake's there. You know, in one of his songs, 4 p.m. in Calabasas, he stated, I see Kris Jenner and I beep twice and I wave, and that's just the goals. You know, I want to be in the same proximity.
You do.
And I feel like Beverly Hills. I mean, I don't know now. I mean, a lot of celebrities may live in Beverly Hills, but they're in Calabasas.
Like Calabasas.
And Calabasas me. Like,
Okay.
you know.
Not
so
Calabasas
soon, you know, that'll be something that's close to home. I want to have something like everywhere I go. Like I want a house. I want everywhere I go. Like I don't have dreams of being like average. Like I want a big
Claim
house.
Claim
I want
Black
a
Girl Luxury
pool.
TikTok
Right.
is my favorite.
Right. For real though.
Yes.
Like, you know, it's like I've always had this vision like my whole life. I always used to think I was a celebrity just anyways. Like I would wear my shades. Like, girl, no one is checking for you.
We are in Valeo.
Right,
It's
we are
cold
no,
outside.
No,
Like-
you know what's funny? I wear a pair of shades. Miss, what's her name at Bethel? Rest her soul because she passed. Miss Brumfield.
Brumfield.
Miss
Oh,
Brumfield.
hi, Miss Brumfield.
Yeah, Miss Brumfield. You know, she grew on me.
She
And,
did.
She
yeah.
did. Because at first she was a little stern.
Yeah,
wasn't she?
that was my first teacher. Like, it's
Right.
9 a.m. Why you acting like that?
Yes, but it was funny. One day, like I said, I used to think I was a celebrity. I went into her class and I had shades on. And she was like, Breyani, me and my friend used to crack up. She's like, Breyani, take those shades off. Ain't no sunshine in here. I was
Right.
like, oh my God. Like, I guess I'm not a star. You
Damn,
know?
right.
Just average.
Damn, shout out Miss Brumfield.
Right.
R.I.P. Miss Brumfield. R.I.P. Mr. Henley.
Mr.
Like,
Hen Dog. No, for real.
dang, the real fallen soldiers of
For real.
Bethel.
It ain't funny. Not the fallen soldiers.
They are.
It ain't
R.I.P.
funny.
They really made a difference.
No, they
at this
really did.
school.
They did.
They
And Miss
did.
Williams. Shout out to Miss
Miss
Williams.
Williams.
I don't know. She probably passed before.
I don't know. I don't remember.
She was a
her.
stern one too, but she grew. She was cool.
Williams,
She used to be. I knew everything that was going around in school because Miss Williams. You know, R.I.P. to Miss Williams. For real.
Right on. Well, Breyani, is there anything, before we wrap up, is there any lasting things that you want to tell me, let me know, let the people know, you know, plug yourself with? I'm having
I
so
would
much
say
fun.
yes. You know, for the people that's watching, it's like, you know, whatever you have in your head, whatever ideas that you think you've been thinking about, you've been pondering on, or you just been scared to launch, do it.
Do it.
Okay, do it. I always tell people, and never in a million years would I have thought I would have a board game. That was never something I sat down and was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that." It just took off, and when I saw opportunity, I was like, you know what, like, it's time to legitimize it. Like, you know,
Yeah.
and it, like I said, it became fun. But again, it started off as something I never thought I would be doing. Even with the transition from the old board game to this one, it was like a moment where I was like, like, you know, I don't know, like, do I really want to push this full throttle? Like, do I want to invest my money in this, blah, blah.
Right.
And then I did it. And when I did it, it was like, I'm so glad I did it. Like, you know, like,
Yeah.
I'm really happy that I did it. So I feel like that's one thing I'll be trying to tell everybody, because I hear a lot of people come to me with their ideas and stuff like that, and it's like they're just scared to take that little leap. You just never
do
know where that
it.
little leap can take you.
Or
know?
what it will learn you. Even if
Right.
this don't work, I mean, teach you. Even if this doesn't work out, like, you can apply this to another entity.
Exactly.
Like, it's always about the journey and the lessons.
Right, and that's what I did with the boutique. Like, that was the thing. Like, you know, I learned a lot through that. It was fun, but like I said, a lot of the things that I did with that still even applies to this here, which is weird. It's like, you know,
It's
so
business.
It's business. So it's like, you know, once you do it, like you said, if it don't work out, you know, just try something again. Think outside the box. You don't have to do what everyone else is doing. Like, you know, you can
Personalize it. Even if you are, personalize it.
personalize it.
Like,
You know, make it your own. Make
Yeah.
it something different. Like, I love cute stuff. Like, even when I see like cute notebooks or something like that, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get this one. I'll pay the extra buck for this.
Right,
Like, you know,
right.
because it's cute.
It's cute.
So I feel like, you know, that's really like the main thing. One thing I always try to tell everybody, just go for it. You just never know where it can take you, or the happiness that you may get out of doing something that you actually like doing.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And that's plugged by Bri. No.
I'm crying. Okay. Well, Breyani, thank you for being here. Thank you for being a
Yes.
part of this experience, this journey. Thank you for plugging us with so many things. Thank you for being
Yes.
the boss bitch that you are, the mom, the entrepreneur. The V is really showing out, so I'm really
Yes.
excited.
Well,
but
no, thank you for having me, for real, because you don't have to do this.
yeah, no, yes I did. Yes I did. I did. I actually did. I did.
Well,
That's
yeah,
why
this
we
was-
rescheduled so many times,
Right.
because I wanted you here.
Right, I'm glad we finally did it too, because this was really nice. This is really cool.
Yay,
So
I'm glad you're here. Well, you guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. And check out Plug by Bri every Tuesday. We are out of here.
peace.
Top of the morning.
Top of the morning.